Hello beautiful Cancerians, how are you? I hope you're really well and I hope 2018 is amazing so far. Okay, my name's Jill, welcome to Tarot by the Sea. I'm going to do something slightly different today. I'm still going to use the Gilded Tarot. If you watch me before you know I usually do. And I'm going to use the Fairy Tarot cards by Doreen Virtue Bradley Valentine. Shira Marchetti's Gilded Tarot. Today I'm also going to use the Easy Tarot Handbook by Josephine Ella Shaw. Okay, we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to put my microphone on and I'm going to remember to wear it, which will be a little bit different. We're going to do your love reading, okay, for kind of round about February time. So it's going to be for everyone. It may be if you're in a relationship, awesome. If you're not in a relationship and you're quite happy with that, awesome. If you're waiting for someone to come in or you just fancy someone, that's awesome too, and good luck with that. What was I going to say? Yeah, so it's kind of for everyone, so we're just going to see what comes out, okay? If you're not interested in relationships, then Valentine's Day probably really gets on your nerves. I know it does mine. I think it's a lot of commercial nonsense anyway. If you love someone, you should show them every day, not just because someone's decided you should show them on that day. But if you're in a relationship, don't forget Valentine's Day because you will never live it down. Right. This is a new reading. This is a new reading that came out of my brain yesterday. And if somebody else has done it before, then sorry for stealing it, but I didn't actually because it came out my own brain. And we'll see how we go with it, okay? What else was I going to say? Oh yeah, so I'm using the book because I'm a teacher and I can't help myself but teach. So what I thought I would do is I'd do a bit of a learning experience as well, and an overview for myself too, which is always lovely. And we're going to use the Easy Tarot Handbook to look at the court cards today. So if you have court cards come up in your reading, then we're going to look at them. We're going to read them in full. Okay. The Easy Tarot Handbook is the guide for the Gilded Tarot, and it's very in-depth and it's amazing. So we're going to do that. If that doesn't appeal to you, absolutely fine. It will give you far more information, but if you don't fancy sitting here watching me read out a book, you know, for certain cards, then I totally understand that. I just think it's an interesting thing to do, and I wanted to do something a bit different. So, and I know you guys do tarot courses and stuff like that, so let's see how we go. It's a good way to learn. It's a good way to understand your readings better when you watch them or when you do them, because anyone can read tarot, okay? It's not a special gift. Anyone can do it. Just get yourself some tarot cards and a book, lay the cards out, and then read it out the book until you learn the cards. But if you watch enough readings, you pretty much know the cards anyway. Okay, here we go. So the first card we're doing for you is your overview card for this relationship. So my cards are feeling a little bit sticky. They're not shuffling quite how they normally do, but cards are flying out. So you have the Seven of Pentacles, waiting for your ships to come in, pretty much the same thing. And then you have the Knight of Swords. So perhaps you're dealing with the Knight of Swords and you're ready to reap your harvest and you're waiting for your ships to come in. This is the energy they're bringing into the relationship with them. Okay. Oh, I should have had a thought about how I can lay these out so I'm not shuffling around like a maniac. They're bringing in the Nine of Cups. What are you bringing in? This is the energy that you're bringing into it. Change in the Lovers, or Death in the Lovers. Okay. This is what they want from a relationship, from this relationship. They want everything to go flying on the floor. Maybe they want you to tidy up. Maybe they want you to be less obsessively tidy. I laugh, but it's possible. Let's have a look. Oh my goodness, what do they want from this relationship, please? Maybe they want to take it slow because this is coming out slow and the cards are sticky. They want the King of Swords. They want the King of Swords. You want the King of Cups and Justice. How do they feel about you? The King of Pentacles. I see what you're saying, but I'm not taking it because I'm not entirely sure. How you feel about them? No. That was Strength in the Emperor. Okay, so maybe you're dealing with a Leo. You're certainly dealing with a fire sign anyway. Strength card keeps sitting on the top of the deck, but it's not quite coming out yet. Okay, we're getting to Ace of Cups and Knight of Wands. That's how they feel about you. How they see the relationship go, or how you see of them, sorry. How they see the relationship going. Ooh, Three of Swords. How you see the relationship going. Don't panic about the Three of Swords, okay? We haven't done the reading yet, so it could mean lots of different things. So don't panic, don't panic. How you see the relationship going is the Hermit. And the overview, the outcome, please. The outcome. Is Four of Swords. Okay. Right. And the card on the bottom of your deck is the King of Wands. So yes, I think you're dealing with a fire sign. Okay. So you're the Cancer, so you're dealing with a fire sign. Or you have fire in your chart. Because you have the Knight of Wands, you have the King of Wands. You have lots of wands. You have lots of everything though, in fairness. You had Leo almost come, you had Strength almost come out twice, and what was the other one? The Emperor. Okay, so they're all fire sign cards. Or maybe this fire sign is kind of in the background. Right, so the overview for your reading is basically your harvest is nearly ripe and you're waiting for it to come in. Okay, for some of you, you've kind of been waiting and now things are nearly ready to pick, as it were, because this person is looking at that. The light's really funny today. It's really difficult to get the cards without a glare on them. So maybe you're looking and you're seeing that this person has basically got their harvest is ready to come in and you're watching them as well, or the other person's watching you. So just be a little bit careful with gold diggers, guys. That's all I'm saying. And then you have this Knight of Swords. Now I'm going to read you the Knight of Swords because I said I would read you the court cards. You also have the King of Swords as well. And you have the Knight of Wands. And you have the King of Wands. So you're basically dealing with a fire sign and an air sign, I think. And you could be the King of Cups. Possibly. So, Knight of Swords. There's the pages. Right. Now this is the reason that I'm reading it to you. I hope you see, because we would basically say, this guy's coming in, he's logical, he's intellectual, he's coming in with this bright new idea and triumph and victory and all those kind of things. Okay. And yeah, okay, triumph and victory and all those kind of things. Because you're waiting for your harvest and you're waiting for your ships to come in. Okay. So depending on whether this is them or you, where were we? Energy they're coming in with and what you want. Okay. Depending on whether this is what they're coming in with, or whether this is them or you, and whether this is them or you, and whether this is them or you, somebody's got something coming in, and somebody's waiting. Okay. And somebody is all victory and triumph and coming in quick. The Knight of Swords is the only one showing his sword, representing his ability to take fearless action. His sword is raised to an observant owl, representing wisdom. The job of the Knight of Swords is to teach us to use discernment, to see things as they really are, and to have the strength to deal with them appropriately. Watch out for gold diggers, guys. Okay. Since doing so is so difficult when we feel highly emotionally charged, it can create feelings of turmoil instead. If representing a young man of the air element, okay, so Libra, Gemini, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, yeah. He can be quick-minded, rather serious and sometimes impatient. Is a strong character and can be strangely magnetic, yet sometimes appears insensitive to the feelings of others due to his forthright manner. Be a little bit careful, guys. Seriously. I'm not liking this energy. For some of you it's fine. For some of you it just means that basically you've been waiting for this and it's happening. Okay, but just watch out for gold diggers, watch out for con men. Okay, we don't have the and don't be one either, because that's just wrong. Yeah, don't be one either. Okay, slap on the wrist if that's what you're doing, because it's just not nice. I don't think you would do that though. The energy brought by this night is so swiftly moving that it may feel chaotic due to the speed at which events unfold and the feelings of confusion it could create. Now for me, it's like you wouldn't get any of this from this card if we weren't reading it from the book, alright? So this is why I'm doing it. Sometimes his swift moving action is a necessary requirement as it brings about better circumstances. There is a great deal of strength offered by this knight which can be advantageous, so you really need to ride with the changes he brings. So for some of you as well, it's like you can have these things, but you need to take a bit of a risk and you need to kind of move quite quickly to have them. And that's what it's saying. For some of you, it's kind of the decision, do I rush in now or do I wait? You're waiting for something. Oh, sorry, you're waiting for something. Oh, wrong bleeding card. You're waiting for something, but it's like, do I rush in now or do I kind of wait and see? What should I do? And it's that kind of decision as to which one you should do. Now, the energy that they're coming in with, okay, I'm very aware that we're 12 minutes into this already. The energy that they're coming in with is the Nine of Cups. It's dream come true card, wishes fulfilled card, all that. Or someone may be drinking too much. Okay, you may have everything that you want. This is nearly the 10 of Cups, and maybe this is the last thing that you're waiting for. Maybe this is the last thing that you're waiting for, but you have everything else. What they're coming in with the Lovers, which could be a soulmate. It could also just be a fling. Okay, it could be someone supporting someone else or someone being supported by someone else, and there's the Sun. So there's that happiness is emotion, and then we have the air at the back as well. So it could be that. And then we have death. Death is about change. Okay, it's not as big as Tower, it's about death, it's about change. It kind of feels to me, the difference between death and the Tower to me seems to feel like death is internal change and the Tower is external change. Now, I don't know if anyone else reads it like that, but that's the feeling that it gets to me, because the Tower is something else falling down and this death happens to you, okay? So it happens to us as people. So that's the difference. It's like this is internal change, the Tower is external change. Right, so what they want from this relationship is they want the King of Swords. You have the Knight of Swords, so maybe this person's rushing in, maybe this air sign is rushing in, and you kind of they want them to slow down. So if you've got air in your chart, maybe they want you to slow down and take things a little bit more logically and just get rid of the chaos. Okay, I'm going to read you the King of Swords. Maybe they want the chaos to stop and things to just kind of slow down a little bit, you know. Or maybe they want you to settle down. But this is if you've got it in their chart. Maybe they want to settle down. If they're the Knight of Swords, maybe they want to settle down. Right. The King of Swords' throne sits in his element of air. His sword is predominantly displayed and he appears to be in deep thought. The King of Swords has a cool, detached air which makes him rather difficult to fathom, a case of still waters run deep. Which can make him intriguing. Usually he is strong with an easy air of authority and just nature. He is a rational man with analytical thinking who prefers logic to emotions and likes clear set rules. Emotionally, he can appear misleading. Remember what we were saying? For although he tends to not make great shows of public emotion, as a partner he is strong and loyal to his loved ones and takes his responsibilities seriously. So this king is often found in uniform as a police officer, in the military, in law or government enforcement agencies, such as a prison or security officer. In fact, any area of law or discipline. So you may be dealing with someone. Maybe you're going through some kind of court case or divorce or something like that, and you're waiting for your shifts to come in, and then the messages start coming in and you're dealing with this King of Swords, or this other person is. If you're going through a divorce, maybe this is for you. In higher positions, these men are generally extremely articulate with a razor-sharp mind and have the ability to think quickly and responsibly. They also do well in mathematics, science, or investigative work, or as engineers. In his presence, you get this distinct feeling that you are being evaluated, and he would not tend to discuss his personal life, sticking to the purpose of the meeting. The King of Swords is careful where he places his trust, but he makes an excellent friend who gives good advice when asked. In the negative, which this guy isn't, he may seem cold and impersonal and lack sensitivity to others' feelings. In the extreme, he can be cruel and bullying, with an ability to completely switch off his emotions. This guy, however, is not in the reverse. Okay? So what you want from the relationship, perhaps you want this guy to be a little bit more emotional. Yeah. Maybe you're not seeing this person as being the King of Cups because they are detached. Maybe they are detached. Maybe they're not particularly loving. And maybe you want them to be more loving. Maybe they don't do public displays of affection and that kind of thing. And you're kind of not feeling happy about that. Maybe you might be confused about it as well, because it's like he's loyal and he's faithful and he's all those things. Yeah. But he's not. Maybe because the next card you have is how they feel about you. It's Pentacles, okay, King of Pentacles. And that's what you want. You want the King of Cups. Maybe you want less of this kind of detached air, and for them to be less kind of stern, I suppose. And maybe you want them to be more King of Cups. And the King of Cups is... Or maybe you want to be the King of Cups. The King's throne sits upon the water. He appears relaxed and contented in a thoughtful pose as he focuses upon his cup. He has a warm, genuine, easygoing nature. He is generally the sort of man everyone likes, and he seldom has enemies. He is loyal, kind, and usually family-orientated. This guy's not coming up as family-orientated. So maybe you want him to be family-orientated. Maybe they want you to be more logical. He's generally, he's a good husband, a thoughtful lover, and an adoring parent. However, he can seem emotionally detached at times. Still emotional detachment, okay? Maybe you're both being emotionally detached. Maybe you are being emotionally detached. Maybe if you're going through a divorce, maybe you're just trying to keep it civil and you're being emotionally detached from each other, but you're okay, you're okay. You're both being kings about it, you're both being mature about it. Alright. But he's wrestling with inner thoughts. And you want things to be fair. You're coming in with what you want is you want things to be fair. And you want things to be balanced. Yeah. I was just reading, temperance is basically the balancing of emotions. This is the balancing of thoughts. The King of Cups is generally found in the helping professions, medical care, consultancy, the church, teaching or government agencies that deal with social work. In whatever setting you find him, he can be easily recognised due to his care and concern for others, although this usually manifests through his choice of career. These kings are not generally ambitious by nature, though it doesn't mean that in the right setting they won't achieve high positions, but it is not ambition alone that drives them, more likely their cause. Similarly, due to the water element that rules them, they are often found in the arts and also fashion design, hairstylists and so forth, because they are more easily at home with the feminine aspect of the water element, so emotions and creativity, than the other elements. Again, I'm going to read you the negative, but this guy isn't in the negative. However, the negative side of this is that they may appear to lack drive or backbone. They dislike conflict to the point of denial. They can exasperate others by their complete withdrawal, be manipulative by withholding, and be sulky, childish or passive aggressive. So maybe you want more emotion from this. Maybe this person wants quite a kind of cold clinical relationship, and maybe you want more emotion in it. Maybe you want them to be more emotional. And you want this balance. Or maybe you're trying to balance your thoughts. Maybe they want you to be more logical and analytical. Because this isn't how they're seeing you. This is what they want from the relationship. Okay? Maybe you're just very different people. Maybe you're just very different people. You're the water sign. Okay? So you deal in emotion. And they're an air sign. So they deal in logic and analytic and all those kind of things. And they're slightly detached and you're more loving. So, next, how do they feel about you? They see you as the King of Pentacles. Now this kind of comes back to this. Okay. And this. Where I said be careful about gold diggers. You're their dream come true. They see you as the King of Pentacles. And I will read it to you. But remember, the King of Pentacles is basically the richest king in the deck. The King's throne sits solidly on the ground, representative of the earth element. The back of this throne is a large golden pentacle. He appears rather comfortable, at ease with himself and his position. This king is usually financially successful, an excellent businessman, comfortable within himself and in his position in life. He has a strong character and is dependable and steadfast. If he becomes angry, it is short-lived and doesn't brood. These men make excellent husbands and fathers. It could be women as well, okay? It doesn't have, it's just the energy. As they are loyal and reliable and see their role as being a good provider. Family and tradition are important to them. So this is possibly how they're seeing you. Well, it is how they're seeing you, because that's how it's showing up in the how they're seeing you. The King of Pentacles is not afraid of hard work and will see a task through to completion. His patience will often find him in acquisitions where the King of Wands would lose patience and pursue another deal. The King of Pentacles sits it out, knowing in the end he will get what he wants. He's usually generous but never stupid with his money. His material possessions are carefully purchased and paid for. He does not waste, nor does he buy hastily. Due to the earth element, these kings are often found in property and or land development, as property or landowners, as financiers, in accountancy or as stockbrokers. They are often also found as farmers, builders or tradesmen, all practical, money-conscious, hard-working, salt-of-the-earth types. In the negative, which again this isn't, they may be extremely stubborn, blunt to the point of exasperation, overly materialistic or miserly. Okay, so that's how they're seeing you. How you're seeing them as an opportunity for something that is emotionally fulfilling. And you're also seeing them as the Knight of Wands. Okay, and remember we have the King of Wands here too. So I'll read you the Knight of Wands and I'll read you the King of Wands. Now, the King of Wands is on the bottom of the deck. Okay. So the Knight of Wands says, I hope this is useful to you. The Knight of Wands says, the Knight of Wands sets out with confidence. He tends to bring swift movement to matters with a high level of energy. If representing a young man, which will be a fire sign, so it's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. When representing a young man, the King of Wands is energetic, adventurous, full of ambitious ideas, warm and exciting, but apt to be a little hasty. As an event, the King of Wands almost shows up when someone is about to change residence. You're waiting for your ships to come in, but I don't think you're moving anywhere. I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing that. May signify a long journey, sometime being taken. So changing residence and long journey is immigration. As always, look for supporting cards. There really don't seem to be any. There don't seem to be any. You may be thinking about it, perhaps. The energy this night represents tends to make clients feel they must act quickly. Remember this con man, okay? Act quickly. It's a high level of creative energy, but they must not, in haste, forget to check all the details carefully, okay? So please do that. Please check the details carefully. You're being offered this opportunity by someone who tends to make things move fast. You have this person up here who moves so fast it's confusing, and someone's waiting for their ships to come in, and someone has got money coming in. Please be careful. All right? They're seeing you as the King of Pentacles, and they're detached. Right, how they see the relationship going. The Three of Swords. Could be heartbreak, but it can also be three people working together on a project. Okay, you have two people here, you have the heart, you have the sun. Okay, it could be three people working on something that makes them happy, and they're emotionally invested in something that they love. It could be an air sign and just an air sign, actually. It could be that. It could be one person pulling out. It could be that you're pulling out of a business deal. Even if you're not in a relationship, maybe you're pulling out of a business deal, and they're kind of like trying to get you to, commit to it. That could be what it is for some of you. For some of you, it's a third-party relationship, okay? And for some of you, yes, the way they're seeing it going is it's going to end in heartbreak. So be very, very careful. Right, what you need to do, where you need to see it going, this is where you see it going. You see basically going inside yourself, having a good old think. You could be dealing with a Virgo, okay? You could have Virgo in your chart. It could be going inside yourself, having a good old think. I think this is about basically using your wisdom here. Okay, the Hermit. I will read you the Hermit because this is a bit of a worrying reading for some of you. All right, just be a little bit careful. I'm not saying this is going to happen to you. All right, we don't have the Tower. We have the Three of Swords, but we don't have the Tower. So I don't want any panicking going on here. The Hermit stands on a solitary path, dressed in a simple plain robe. He carries only his staff to support him and a lantern that illuminates his way. He is depicted as an elderly man with white hair and a beard, representing the wisdom of his years. His experience is one of peace. He is comfortable in his solitude and his quest for inner knowledge. The Hermit signifies careful thought and contemplation, withdrawal from the outside world in order to reflect and find inner wisdom. This indicates that you have all the answers that you need within yourself, but sometimes you may need some introspection to access them. It's asking you to just basically go inside yourself, okay, and use that inner wisdom. This is the card of basically rest, recuperation, so take your time. These things are coming at you, okay, take your time, sleep on it. There's your sword to guard yourself. Okay, there's your sword for guarding yourself. You have these other things. Just take your time, sleep on it. Don't rush into anything. Don't rush into anything. For some of you, you want the Knight of Wands to basically turn into the King of Wands. So we've done the Knight of Wands. Let's look at the King of Wands. The King in this card is focused upon the fire that tops his wand. His throne appears to be set in the sky, perhaps an indication of how he is influenced by his many creative ideas. The King of Wands is usually strong, optimistic, energetic, confident and friendly by nature. He's good with words or motivating others and quite physical. He enjoys challenges and so is frequently found in leadership roles. He usually make good husbands, enthusiastic lovers and proud fathers, although they do tend to talk up their loved ones and appear a little showy to others. These men are often found as entrepreneurs because they're full of creative ideas and enthusiasm for their projects. They can at sometimes, however, appear rash or impulsive in their decision making because they're not afraid to take risks. Maybe this is you. Okay, maybe you're kind of rushing into something that you shouldn't. You're matching this person's ideas in terms of creativity about this Ace of Cups. You're buying into it, okay, and you're the one who has got the money. You're the one who's the more mature one out of this. And maybe you're looking to take risks. In whatever role you find them, they stand out for their dynamic ways. They like to feel a sense of freedom and able to go about their work without restraint. Due to their high levels of energy, they can be found in sports environments. They can also be found in sales position or field sales. Remember what I said about basically con men, okay? Where they are left to their own devices as long as they perform, but anywhere they can channel their apparently endless energy without enthusiasm. They like variety and get bored easily. As such, they dislike detail, which they feel bogs them down. They're good at delegating tasks to others. You'll rarely find them taking care of such things themselves. The King of Wands is happiest when creating and has good vision. Now, again, he's not in the negative, but I'll read it. They can be rash, quick-tempered or hot-tempered, selfish, impatient, controlling, overconfident to the point of arrogance, and may have an inflated ego. Right, okay, just be careful, all right? It could be that basically you want love and passion, you know, this is the thing. Maybe for some of you, we have that, which is the main reading and the thing that I need to, this one, okay, perhaps for some of you, you were in a sex-only relationship and there has been a change and things are now more fair and this person is more loving, okay, and things are settled down. Then you have this opportunity and there are fiery messages coming forward, okay, from this King of Wands, possibly, who has also got Virgo in his chart. That's possible, but just take it slow, okay? Maybe you're still feeling a little bit guarded after this heartbreak. And maybe they think this is a dream come true. They see you as the King of Pentacles, so they see you as the King of everything, and it long term. Yeah. And perhaps they're leaving a King of Swords behind. Because, or maybe you're not looking at them. Maybe you're not looking at them. Maybe you want it, but you're not looking at them. You're kind of looking and going, aha. Because I knew you, matey, when you were the Knight of Swords. And now you're all coming at me as the King of Swords, and you're going to have to prove it. Because I am still feeling guarded. So, there we go. So, when you can prove that you are the King of Swords, not the Knight of Swords, who brings me all this crap, okay, and all this heartbreak and stuff like that, then yeah, then I'll talk to you. But at the moment, I'm just kind of like biding my time. And you're using your inner wisdom, and you have the Four of Swords. And this guy's just looking at it all going like, yeah, all right, I want to be all passionate and lovely, but actually, yeah, I've got to prove it. So they're coming in and they're proving it. He's coming in with this cup of love and passion, and he's going, look, I'm going to give you passion and love. Look, 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 look. I'm going to give you passion and love. And he's going, go on then, please. And maybe you're starting to come out of it. Maybe you're starting to come out of it, and you're using your intuition, okay, and you're starting to work on things. But maybe you're still thinking that you're just an option. So that's it for some of you too. But just be careful, okay? Be careful with money over this period of time. Be careful with someone charming who comes in quick and goes, oh, I've got this fantastic business deal for you. Or this amazing person who comes in and sweeps you off your feet because they think you're the King of Pentacles and you've got pennies behind you. Right, I'm going to leave it there. Have a fantastic one, and I will speak to you very soon. Lots of love. Bye-bye.